Yes, indeed. Wagwan, we are back. Yes, indeed, it's Red. It's Coach. It is about that time.
Before we even get started, y'all know what time it is. Like, comment, and subscribe. Now back to the program.
Next topic of the day, boys and girls. Who is going to have the better season? Is it going to be Mr. Jackson? Is it going to be Mr. Hurts? Mr. Hubert, Mr. Allen, Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Fields, Mr. Love. Coach, give it to us. Let us hear it, please.
Yeah, who lost the Super Bowl last year?
Price of tea in China.
Who lost the Super Bowl? Jalen. Go Jalen. Go Jalen.
That's null and void because he will not be back and he'll have a decent season, but he will not have a great season. And I'm going off of history of the loser of the Super Bowl. He's gonna have a lot of pressure on him. So Jalen from the Dallas Cowboys, you will have a decent season. Now, Lamarjackson, yeah, that boy good. That boy good. I'm looking for him to have at least a breakout season.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
Because he done got paid. He's not the paid man no more. He's not the paid man because he negotiated his own money. I'm looking for Lamarjackson to have a great season this year because he does not have the stress on him about trying to get paid. No, that's bullshit.
All right, okay. All right. I just wanted to hear. Go ahead. Continue. We got Herbert.
Hubert, he's got to get.
Let's continue on. Herbert.
Didn't he just get injured?
Herbert?
Yeah, from San Diego.
Burrow hurt his calf.
Yeah, my fault. And I didn't add Burrow, but Burrow should be on this list. Burrow just had the calf.
Burrow had the best season out of all of them. Joe Smooth is it. Joe Smooth is it. I love Joe Smooth. You can look at me like I'm crazy, but Joe Smooth is it. He did a lot with nothing.
Nothing?
No, to me,
he just had two of the best wide receivers in the NFL on his team.
He threw and made them look good.
Look, so much so that one of those wide receivers came out and said, "Hey man, don't hurry back. As long as you get back around game 5 or 6."
See, that's how good he is. That's how good.
And you're gonna say he didn't have anything around him.
Listen, don't rush back. Get back by game 5 because we know you're going to be lights out. That's Joe Smooth.
Allen.
He made the Madden cover. That worries me.
Up or down?
History.
Hey, that's the truth. Up or down?
I want to say up, but that Madden curse is looming. It's like, you remember the peanut guy that had the little cloud over his head? I mean, on the Flintstones had a little cloud over his head. That's what it looks like with Allen with the Madden cover on him. And that cloud over his head. That's just not looking good right now. I'm sorry.
Lawrence.
Up. I love his progression. I like the way he's been he's been in the film room a lot. I've been watching him off and on, seeing what he's doing. I like the way he's coming along with his progress, his interviews. Sounds more confident. He sounds more, got that it factor from Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. Like, he knows he's the guy and you ain't going to stop him because he's the guy.
Okay. Fields.
Word on the street, and that was just one on my show. He got a lot to prove. I'm hoping he has a great season, but it doesn't look like if he does, he's got to have a lights out season. But I don't see it happening. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's in Chicago.
Love.
I love to say that, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I would love to say something, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
All right, so this is what we got. Red, when I give these, I want you to give me that that you normally give.
Sweet.
Here we go. Lamar, he says up. Jalen, he says that. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm all on the J train for the simple fact of what he said. History. Jalen takes that shit into account, and so yes, Jalen will have a better season this year.
Herbert, he said Herbert was an up.
I agree.
Okay.
I think
Allen, he said Allen was an up.
He will continue progressing up. Yes.
Lawrence is an up.
I think he's going to be about the same. I don't think he's going to trend too far up, but I don't see him declining.
Okay. He says Fields is a down.
Fields is going to feel the pressure. He's going to feel because he knows he's got to do it.
He said Love is a down.
Yeah. Supporting cast. I mean, a lot of it is supporting cast with Love and
Fields. Yeah.
It's a supporting cast.
Yeah.
If you're relying on your quarterbacks, those two to do it all for you, you're not gonna. It's not gonna end well.
Burrow is an up.
No. You was talking about how everyone's going to be keying in on Jalen. I think they're going to be keying. They're going to go after Joe, Mr. Suave.
Mr. Suave.
Smooth. Joe Smooth.
Yeah.
Joe Smooth. Joe Smooth.
Joe Smooth.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lamarjackson.
Oh, see, I didn't get to comment on him.
Oh, okay. Lamar.
I think he's going to do, basically, I don't think he will lose the game for you, but I don't think he's going to go above and beyond either. I just don't think it. No.
I would agree with you. I believe Lamar is, and it's going to. So for all of these young men, film study is their friend. Understanding and the knowledge that is needed to play the quarterback position is the key. And what I've seen is my runners, from my perspective, don't seem to have that level of understanding in the game. Like, they go straight to instinct after 3,000. Straight to instinct. And instinct says run for your life. And I can do that well. Coach, I see you shaking your head. Go ahead.
I mean, and let me, forgive me. I agree with you what you're saying, because of the simple fact they go to instinct. It's like I was just, and please forgive me, y'all. I was just talking to a high school young man today. And the first thing he did was instinct, run. And I had to ask him the question. I said, are you a running back or are you a quarterback? Because a quarterback can stand back there and take the pressure, and I don't see either Fields or Love doing that.
Yeah, that's my problem.
The offense in Philly is built for Jalen to run on certain downs.
But see, to me, that's their downfall. That's going to be a factor in how long they get to play the game. That's it. Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I don't believe that Lamar is going to go down necessarily, because he's got an additional weapon or two on his offense. But I don't believe they're going to be able to make a deep playoff run, because one, there's an injury that's going to happen to him. Lewis was famous for saying, after asked a question about Michael Vick and his running, he said, the league is going to hit it out of Vick at running. And sure enough, went out the next year and broke Vick's leg, and Vick slowed down a lot after that. So all of these quarterbacks, Lamar, Jalen, I hate to say it, Red, I know you're high on Jalen, but until it becomes his pocket presence that is more of a factor in the game than his ability to scramble and run the ball, he's subject to it as well. As far as Herbert goes, I don't see that those guys out there in LA added any additional pieces around him. So we're going to see. I'm going to look for him to remain even keel like I see Lamar remaining even keel. And the only reason I say that about Lamar is because of his running and injury prone. Allen has to figure out if he is a running back that's, a linebacker playing quarterback. I get it, big guy. You are bigger than most of the corners out there, but you're not bigger than those linebackers that are out there and those safeties that are out there, man. So you got to, use a little more common sense. And because of that last year, you covered up an injury and you went out there and soldiered on. Hey, good on you for soldiering on, but it cost you in the way of interceptions. It cost them in the way of interceptions last year. So we're going to see. But if you ask me, Allen is on a down this year. That and the fact that his wide receiver, though getting paid, is still unhappy with the whole situation. Trevor Lawrence, I'm going to, I just recently watched. Shout out to those guys over at the Pivot. I just watched his interview over there. Trevor Lawrence is, he's maturing. He kept his mouth closed when Numbnuts was over there doing what he was doing down in Jacksonville. He's looking, to have a better season this year. So I'm gonna give him a pass for right now. Justin Fields, man, does he need a lot of help. And you're right, Ray. He is on the hot seat this year. Like, they're going to be looking to replace him at the end of the year if he doesn't come up with, 500 or better in this year in Chicago. It is time for him to understand that his contract is on the line. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. They haven't done anything to, help him, to aid him. And, but for him to be on the hot seat like this, so we're going to see. As far as Love goes, I believe that Love has sat long enough. I know you both had the concerns about the weapons around him. I think he is going to mature. I think Green Bay will be a 500 team this year, all right, with the opportunity to get into the playoffs, into the wild card, and we'll see where it goes after that. And last but not least, go ahead, Coach.
Jordan Love doesn't have a Mike Holmgren or a Mike McCarthy in his back pocket. The other two did.
Okay. The last one being Joe Burrow. So let's find out about Joe. Let's find out if Joe is injured, because if he comes out and starts the season with an injury and doesn't allow it to heal, well, he's going downhill, because he's not going to be 100% Joe Burrow, and 100% Joe Burrow is thorough. The rest of the league knows it. 100% Joe Burrow is something to be reckoned with. So if he comes out and he's 100%, then Cincinnati's going to be right back in the thick of things, challenging Patmahomes, who we didn't mention. They're going to be there. But if Joe Burrow is hampered by an injury, something with his legs, and he feels like he's compromised, then Cincinnati is going to move down the line there. And that's what I'm going to say. You got Tua out there. Miami is raving about Tua. Everybody is raving about Tua. You still got the Jets out there. They get, Aaron Rodgers on the field now. So, yeah, Joe Burrow has to be 100%, or the rest of these teams are going to come up, elevate, and eat them up. That's where I stand on these young men. Anybody got any comments about what I said? Nope.
I agree.
I love it.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments there. Coach, what were you saying?
I'm going to tell you like I said, man. All of it is I've always been a big Joe Burrows fan. I've never been a Love fan, and I had to be biased about that one this time, which was very hard for me, because I usually run with the feelings, but I looked at it from that standpoint of he doesn't have a Mike Holmgren, he doesn't have a Mike McCarthy. His coach is not proven in the NFL as a coordinator first.
Okay, so you're saying that Green Bay's success was based solely on Aaron Rodgers?
I'll say 60% of that, yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to see. Because Jordan Love and that coach are definitely going to get the opportunity to prove themselves this year. I'm not going to say either is on the hot seat because it's their first true year with each other, but they'll get an opportunity to prove, their worth this year. I feel bad about some of my comments there about some of these guys. It's tough in the NFL, to be, great. I believe that, a lot of these guys that we mentioned today are just in that thing right there where they're going to be, pretty good, but they're not going to be great. And that's the problem, boys and girls. But I'll tell you, a lot of you suffer from this illness called good. I'm good. Yeah. But good is the enemy of great. I'm telling you. And so if you're not out there trying to be great every single day, then step aside. Go away. Good gracious. I'm sure Nick Saban would tell you something other fact. Hey, what do y'all think? Let me know down there in the comments. Red, Coach, till next time, we are out of here. Peace.
Doodles.
Yes, indeed.